The question really is there still space to build a startup in the Ayurveda space?
It's a blue ocean. कभी market खत्म नहीं होगी इसकी and it's keep on increasing.
It's a very good time for Ayurveda. I think persistence है, market बन रहा है. अगले 3 साल में informed, educated founders who make educated content for people who want to get educated will be the ones who will make it.
There are a lot of misconceptions about Ayurveda over the internet.
Sattvic food is only Ayurvedic, which is not the case. Vedic sciences define 50 different kinds of meat, which can be paired with 60 different kinds of wines, which are made of 75 different forms of fruits.
Ayurvedic products are very boring and they smell really awful.
Ayurveda is written in stone.
Don't agree that Ayurveda is not science, but we have made it a faith-based practice.
There is so much myth that needs to be broken around our Vedic science.
The Ayurveda word means science of living. It's a science. It's not a faith.
There is always constant fight between Ayurveda and modern medicine.
Everything that we know in modern science is derived from Bhav Prakash Nigantu, which was written by our rishis, which is now being moderated and modernized and taught in schools. Any and everything that we know in allopathy has been taken out of that.
But we don't need to do that. We need to just pick up the best of both and combine and give the best results to the patient.
How is it relevant today for today's consumer?
Post-COVID, people saw a tragedy where they were not able to cope up with modern medicine, right?
We need to target root cause for chronic illness, and it requires holistic approach. You can't just stick to one method.
That's the uniqueness of Ayurveda, because it differs from one person to another. It is what will work for you will not work for her or for him.
Nowadays, we are living in the age of what is called cult of health, over-optimization. We want to measure everything, 10% vitamin C, 2% retinol.
So does the consumer need to be educated? Is there a trust deficit, or is it that people know and understand Ayurveda?
Trust in Ayurveda is not a problem. Trust in the brand is a problem.
People don't understand what is Ayurveda. There is so much of conversation around it. There's an issue with complexity. There's an issue with also over information which does not even apply to me.
People are going to consume a lot of stuff from internet कि ये खाऊंगा तो ये हो जाएगा, ये खाऊंगा तो ये हो जाएगा.
Everybody is speaking about Ayurvedic practices. If you listen to 3 different channels, 3 will tell you different things about the same body type, food habits, or even the seasonality.
I believe is lacking is the revolutionization of Ayurveda. There's some trend that comes in and then it just takes off, and then Ayurveda comes in again and then goes back.
As a brand owners, what we all are doing here is awareness. To provide the right kind of awareness about the right set of products.
And the idea is to bring the best of knowledge and in a manner that is understood simply by a large section of people.
Ayurveda is slow, but if you add science as well as lifestyle changes to it, the results can be very, very fast and profound.
Very big part of Ayurveda is just about wellness and empowering a person in a way that you don't need any medicines. You don't need any churan, no powder, no supplements, nothing. The science of Ayurveda, which is about wellness, how you live a happy, healthy, long life.
You should be convinced of what you produce, because it's mass market, it's going to go to people, and if anything goes wrong, it's 100% your responsibility.
Ayurveda now is a tool for marketing, just like wellness is. Everybody wants to use it for positioning, but how much of research, how much of real work have you done, how much experience is involved, and how much of data have you picked up?
बहुत सारे ब्रांड्स है अर्चना जो उठाकर माल चाइना से लाकर यहाँ बेच के बड़े बन गए, बट एक प्लेटो के बाद वो नहीं कर पा रहे बिकॉज सब्जेक्ट मैटर एक्सपर्ट नहीं है. तो व्हाट आई बिलीव इज कि फाउंडर का एक बैकग्राउंड होना बहुत जरूरी है. नहीं तो बिल्ड करो. इन द लास्ट 3 years आई हैव बिल्ट इट. इफ आई कैन डू इट, आई एम नॉट स्मार्ट इनफ, एनीवन कैन डू इट, राइट? इवेंचुअली it will pay off.
So I got my diploma from there. So it is really good to have, because although I've consulted doctors while preparing my formulations, I totally understand what they're communicating to me, and based on that I can make decisions on what to go and what ingredient not to go.
I don't have a background in Ayurveda.
I don't have education background in Ayurveda, but it's my personal experience that pushed me towards this.
We are actually using 2 sciences. We are using Jyotish as well as Ayurveda, and we very deeply work with the ecosystem.
Then I started reading clinical studies, Ayurveda, all the other ways I could educate myself.
So whether it is the All India Institute of Ayurveda, we have practitioners from there, we have very senior practitioners even in Vedic astrology. So we work with that ecosystem.
So it was all self-learning, and after that I did some courses in sports nutrition and human physiology, and I use team of experts because I cannot do everything myself. I have to run the business as well, so I have a team of experts and I keep educating myself, and that's how we build product.
Give one Ayurvedic tip for the general audience. Like, is there a product or a ingredient that for skincare that you would recommend highly?
We could use ghee on the skin, which is really good, and oils, because when people say, ceramides really work, they don't really understand that, you need a layer of the fatty acids for it to really work. So
Amla must have some scientific ingredient which helps to improve the hair health.
Eat when you are happy, eat alone. If you don't have good company, definitely don't eat at a stressful work meeting.
Turmeric milk and
दूध में उबाल के.
yes, and if you can add, if you have like calorie deficit or calorie goals, so you can add a little bit of ghee. And second is oil pulling, coconut oil. Both are great.
If you eat less or not at all, it's fine.
It's fine.
एक खुराक योगी, 2 खुराक भोगी, 3 खुराक रोगी.
Yeah.
Right, so the lesser you eat,
Overeating is what is killing us. Like I mentioned, we are overfed but undernourished.
They've heard this growing up, sar aur pair tar rehne chahiye. So essentially the crown and the sole of the feet, you should oil them very regularly. Just before bedtime, just apply a little bit, 3-4 drops of oil and see the wonders.
How do you see Ayurveda space from the investment point of view?
Trust would be the number one thing that the founder has to communicate.
Investors are also looking at some kind of, like you mentioned, ROI, which is the main thing. How is the market going to mature, grow? What is the size of market opportunity? I think it's a little vague right now, and investors are just waiting to see how this matures, and I think when it works, it will just work.
that investors will be interested. I don't think there's any doubt in that. Yeah.
Investor is looking for somebody who can build profitable brand, not just burn for marketing, because burning and growing brand is easy for anybody. So if your product range and if your customer love is there and you have good unit economics and profitable, I guess they would love to.
If I could just take one takeaway from what I think most of you have said, is there is an element of modernizing Ayurveda.
We are a civilization of seekers, and every body of science in the Vedic context is always open to discussion, interpretation, alternative ideas.
people have started accepting and going back to their roots. If you see divinity is at all-time high, Ayurveda is at all-time high.
I mean, then are you still being true to Ayurveda?